Hey there, thanks for joining. This is Brian Howard, and welcome to the Psalm of the Day. Today is Psalm 103 in the New King James Version, and I'm reading it from Bible.com, which is a great website. To remind you how this works is that I will read the Psalm of the Day, and I will have things inspire me. And so my goal is to just pass along a couple of nuggets out of the Psalm of the Day, and then you can go look up the psalm and see what the Lord maybe will speak to you, what it will teach and encourage you every day. So Psalm 103, the very first verse is familiar to some people because there's a song that a very rousing song that has this in it, and it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless His holy name." And then, so that's the famous part for the song that is popular. And then it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits." So it's kind of calling our attention to this, and then there's a colon. So forget not all His benefits. What are the benefits? Who forgives all your iniquities, right? That's amazing. Who heals all your diseases, right? So I think sometimes, we forget that our iniquities, our sins have been forgiven, and we beat ourselves up. And we need to understand that, when we have faith in God, when we, have given our life to Jesus Christ, and we have been forgiven, we're forgiven, period. So we got to remember that and release that stuff and release that guilt and forgive ourselves a little bit. And then the next verse, or the next part of the verse says, "Who heals all your diseases." So who in your life today might be sick or ailing or injured or, did you remember to pray for them? I have a friend that I need to pray for tonight who is suffering with blood clots. A dear friend of mine who's having that. He's very concerned about that, and he also has some other ailments. So I need to pray for him. And look what it says here: God heals all of our diseases. Verse 3 of Psalm 103. So let's be encouraged to kind of have a little confidence here in the Lord in our circumstances and get Him involved. It kind of goes on. Again, I don't read the whole psalm. I pick out a few things that speak to me. But it says that the Lord executes righteousness and justice for all who are oppressed. He made known His ways to Moses, His acts to the children of Israel. And check this out. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in mercy. So if you ever feel like you're not close to God, or if you ever feel like you're judged or you're worthy of judgment, or things like that, remember what this says. Maybe that some of you had to hear this today. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in mercy. So come to Him and drop your fear and come to God. And that's He won't judge you. He wants you to come to Him. In fact, He says in verse 9, He will not always strive with us, nor will He keep His anger forever. He's not dealt with us according to our sins, nor punished us according to our iniquities. For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is His mercy toward those who fear Him. As far as the east is from the west, so far has He removed our transgressions from us. So if God has removed our sins and our transgressions, then we need to remove the guilt from our mind and really trust Him with that. And the last part that I'm going to mention is, it says in verse 13, "As a father pities his children, so the Lord pities those who fear Him." Now, as a dad, in my personal perspective, this really helps me as I think about how much I love my kids. The Lord is using that analogy to sort of teach me and teach us on how much He loves us and how much He pities us. And pity just means, you take pity and mercy and you take an active role in your love for that. So that's pretty great. He knows our frame. He remembers that we're dust. So I think that's it for today for Psalm 103. But I hope that you will check out a psalm, read a psalm every day. Ask the Lord what He would speak to you through that. And with that, this is Brian Howard. Psalm 103 is the Psalm of the Day. I encourage you to check it out and see what the Lord will speak to you.